Yo, what up guys, this is your boy Judai Yuki here, and today people we have another deck profile for you guys, and as you guys can see in the title, we're going to be doing the Yuya Entertainment deck profile, or Entertainment Turbo. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but yeah, so it's going to be the Entertainment deck. Basically how this is different from the other Yuya builds is it's not focused on odd eyes, it's not focused on the magicians, it is only focused on the Performapal monsters and the entertaining aspect of the deck. So pretty much any cards that have to do with entertaining and this and that. So it's less focused on odd eyes, the magicians, and it's even less focused on Pendulum summoning. Like, you can Pendulum summon, it has that, it's a Pendulum deck obviously, but it has a lot more of the effect monsters that we normally don't get to use because it's usually crowded with Pendulum. So this is going to be a very different deck, like I said, very focused on just entertainment, and the ace monster of the deck will be completely different as well. But yeah, so let's just get right into it. I'll explain things as I go along or at the very end. Start off, we have the ace monster, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. For this deck, this is not the ace monster. This is in the deck just because, you know, whatever, it's Odd Eyes, you can't take it out of the deck, that's his ace technically speaking, but this won't be the focus of the deck at all. So I already tested this deck out a bunch of times and I never drew this card once, and it never really did much of anything, because I was drawing pretty much everything else. This deck, you know, like, you might see this card, but like I said, it's not focused on it, so the focus of this deck is not to bring this guy out, so don't even worry about him. He's just there in case if you need an extra boss monster. The real boss monster of the deck is actually Performapal Laugh Maker. This is going to be the ace of this deck. The main center focus is the guy you want to bring out. You know, he's the, he's just the leader, the showrunner of the deck, I guess. I don't really know the right terminology for it, but he's awesome. He's great. He's powerful. He works with the small world combo and this and that. And yeah, so he's great, and he's a level 8, 2500 attack, 2000 defense. He literally has ace monster stats, so he's literally perfect for the ace monster role. So just focus on him. Laugh Maker is the ace of this deck. Then we got some Pendulums. We're gonna go into the Pendulums, obviously. We got Entermate Gongato and Performapal Gongato and Performapal Ignition Eagle. Ignition Eagle, this is an anime card with its Pendulum effect is very long. It's a scale 10, which is really powerful. It's really great. But yeah, its Pendulum effect is during either player's battle step, you can banish all cards in your Pendulum zones and send Performapal monsters from your deck to the graveyard equal to the number of cards in your spell and trap card zone, and then target one monster you control. Destroy as many spell and trap cards in the spell and trap card zone as possible, then the targeted monster gains 500 attack for each Pendulum monster you currently control until the end phase. So it's a really weird effect. I don't think I've used this effect even. I just use it because it's a scale 10, so that's pretty much it. It has a monster effect too. When a monster you control declares an attack, you can target that monster, special summon one card from your Pendulum zone, and if you do, the target monster gains attack equal to the special summoned monster's attack, then place that card in your Pendulum zone. So it's actually a pretty cool effect. That's not bad, you know, power up and this and that. But yeah, mainly he's there because he's a scale 10, and obviously Laugh Maker's a level 8, so so that way you can actually summon him. So that's why he's mostly there. Next we got Performapal Seashell Crab and Performapal Odd Eyes Unicorn. I didn't want to add any Odd Eye support in here, but I needed an extra scale 8 in the deck to make the deck, you know, still Pendulum summon, so that's why I added that in there for the scale 8. And then we have Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer and Time Gazer Magician. He's amazing. He'll just search out everything you need in the deck. So right now Time Gazer Magician is the only, I believe, the only magician in the entire deck right now, because like I said, it's not focused on magicians either, so he's the only one. Anyway, then we got Performapal Guitardo, right? Yeah, Guitardo, Performapal Lizard Draw, Wimwitch. We got Fireflux. I don't know how to pronounce this thing. Gumgumouton, however you pronounce that thing. And that's it for the Pendulum monsters. Next we got Entermate Hip Hippo. We got Entermate Flip Hippo. This card actually has a pretty good effect. It's quite useful. When it's normal summon, you can special summon any Performapal monster from your hand, and it has its effects negated just for that turn. and then you could change all monsters you control to defense. So it's like, it's good because you could just summon Laugh Maker straight from your hand. You don't have to tribute summon or anything, just summon straight from the hand. It's negated for that turn, but he'll get his effects next turn, and it doesn't matter. So I actually really like him. He's actually pretty cool. We got Longbone Bull. We got Entermate Friend Donkey, Performapal Sulu Tiger, Performapal Bowhopper, anime card, Performapal Drop Gallop. Its effect reads, if this card is Pendulum summoned, you can draw cards equal to the number of Entermate or Performapal monsters Pendulum summoned at the same time. So you summon this with a couple more, then you get to draw for each one. And then if you control another level 5 or higher monster, declare a level from 1 to 4. This card's level becomes that level until the end phase. So it's also for Xyz plays and stuff like that, or maybe even Synchro plays you can use that for. So yeah, not bad, pretty good. We got Thunder Rhino for defense, Rain Goat for more defense, and Inflator Tapir for more defense. So yeah, those are like kind of your hand trap slash graveyard effects and stuff like that. Very handy. You definitely need those. And the last monster we got, we have the one and only Performapal LF Hammer. I hate this card because I hate its effect. It attacks and it sends all your stuff back to your hand, and it's annoying, but it's good because, you know, this way you have another, I guess, ace monster to go for. He has 2600 attack, he's level 6, you know, he's good. He's good. So yeah, just add that. That's the last monster. Let's move forward. We got Super Hebo Carnival, we got Pendulum Storm, we got Smile World, obviously. We got Gap Power. This is an anime card. If your opponent's life points are higher than yours, target one face of monster you control. It gains attack equals to half the value of the half of the value of subtracting your current life points from your opponent's life points. So you gain the difference, pretty much. That's it. Illusion Balloons, obviously for more search. Anime card, Entermate Guard Dance. You saw this in the last deck profile. This is just good. Its first effect this turn, you could perform upon monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from battles involved in them. The second effect is not relevant. You don't have to worry about that. You could use it if you want, but it's not relevant. We got Scale Up. Increases your Pendulum scale by up to 2. Then we got Performapal Recasting, Monster Reborn, and the very broken and obvious Performance Hurricane. This pretty much is like this card is ridiculous. I don't like that card either, but I added it because it is an entertainment deck, and that is a very powerful card for this deck, especially since it's all focused on just the Performapal. So yeah, that's why that's in there. Next we got anime card, Entermate Big Support. Its effect is target one monster that was special summoned this turn, equip one Entermate monster, one Performapal monster with 1,000 or less attack from your hand to that monster. That monster gains attack equal to double the attack of the equipped monster by this effect. During the end phase, send that equipped card to the graveyard. So essentially it's just a power boost. You know, you have Laugh Maker on the field, you need a little extra attack power, you know, activate that, target him, equip Entermate from your Performapal from your hand with 1,000 or less. So the most you'll ever gain is 2,000 attack, which is still very powerful. So that's nothing to look down upon. 2,000 attack, that's a lot. And then Laugh Maker gains more attack with his effect if you have Smile World. So yeah. Then we got Pinch Helper. We got the anime card Smile Potion. If you control no monsters and a monster your opponent controls gains attack, draw 2 cards. So this is obviously a combo with Smile World, but you can use it if your opponent, like, you know, Shining Flare Wingman, he gains attack. And I feel like every character has something to increase their attack, even if by a little bit. So this can come in handy. The only problem is you have to control no monsters. Yeah, and that's it. And then we got Entermate Performapal Revival, Last Minute Cancellation, and Performapal Call. Yeah, so that's the main deck right there. Okay, so next we're going to go into, I guess, the extra deck. I mean, the extra deck, this deck doesn't focus on summoning the extra deck at all, because it's not focused on Odd Eyes. It doesn't really have the magicians to go into like the Xyz pendulums and stuff. It doesn't really go into the extra deck. You can, but there's like not really much in there. The only extra deck monster that you can actually summon in this deck easily, because it's just, you know, easy to summon, is Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, because it's a rank 4, it's easy to summon, and you know, just use that because he comes in handy, you know, getting over powerful stuff. But Dark Rebellion is really the only one. The other extra deck monsters are in the side deck, because you know, it's an entertainment build. It's not focused on the dragons or or odd eyes or anything like that. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. We'll go into the side deck real quick. Okay, so the side deck is going to start off with Performapal Life Swordsman. We got Performapal Teeter Totter Hopper. We got Performapal Second Donkey, Swordfish, Spike Eagle, Whip Snake, if you want to use that, because he's a classic. But we got Spring Goose. I didn't add him in the main deck because it's just like, it's not focused on Pendulum summoning, so it's not necessary, but you can add it if you really need it. We got Performapal Rapid Horse, you know, to increase your attack points and decrease your opponents get over stuff easier. Bubble Bow Wow, if you want that. We got Monkey Board, he's in there. Trumpanda, Silver Claw, Trampolix, Seal Eagle, Change Giraffe. Also, okay, so if you do want to go into the extra deck, like I said, it doesn't focus on it, but if you do want to, I did add stuff in the side deck so that way you could tech in the deck in case if you do want to go for extra deck plays. So if you want to go for fusion plays, you know, the odd eyes fusions pretty much, then you can add Performapal Odd Eyes Dissolver, put them in the Pendulum scale, and once per turn you can fuse with it. So yeah, so that's pretty much the poly for your deck in case if you want to tech that in case if you want to use the extra deck a little bit. The same goes for Trump Witch, the same purpose is for fusion. Use whichever one you want, you can use both if you want. We got Entermate Daggerman. The reason why he's in there is because he's a warrior, and that's how you summon Brave Eyes. So I added him in there in the side deck in case if you want to go for Brave Eyes. Life Swordsman is also a warrior, I think, so you can also use him for that. So yeah, Daggerman, and then Tuning Magician is in there in case if you want to go for Clear Wing or Enlightenment Paladin and whatnot. But yeah, those are just tacked in there in case if you want to tap into the power of your extra deck. But like I said, you don't have to and you don't really need to. Yeah, anyway, so for spell cards, we got Miracle Rocket Show, anime card. Monsters your opponent controls cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, your opponent takes no battle damage. At the end of the battle phase, destroy this card, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the battle damage that was originally lost by this effect. So essentially, you just run into your opponent's monsters. He won't take any damage. They won't be destroyed by battle, but they'll take all that damage as effect damage instead of battle damage. It's pretty much what it does. We got Draw Muscle. We got Smile Universe, if you want to try that one out. Next, we got the trap cards. Command Performance. Wall of Disruption. Next, we got some anime cards. We got Entertainment Resurrection, Reborn Force. If Entermate monster or monsters under your control was destroyed this turn, once during this turn, if you would take effect damage, your opponent takes the effect damage instead. If this card is activated during the battle phase, end the battle phase. So kind of redirects effect damage pretty much for the most part. Entermate Curtain Call. Another anime card, target one monster you control until the end of this turn. It gains 600 attack for each Entermate monster that was destroyed this turn. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, if it attacks, negate the effects of all cards your opponent controls. So it has a pretty beast effect. It might be a little bit hard to pull off the right way because you have to target a monster you control, and it has to be like after like stuff you control was destroyed. So you could probably maybe like run into opponent's monsters, maybe with Guard Dance. That could be a cool combo you could run. You could activate Guard Dance, run into your opponent's monsters, let your monsters die, activate this, target one of your monsters that you didn't attack with. It'll gain 600 for each that was destroyed, but you didn't take any battle damage because you activated Guard Dance. So that could be a cool combo. I just thought of that right now. I actually never thought of that combo, so that could work right there. Yeah. We got Cold Performance anime card. If a Pendulum monster or monsters you control is destroyed, place one of those Pendulum monsters in your Pendulum zone, and if you do, you take no damage this turn. So yeah, pretty interesting, cool stuff. And then Entertainment Dragon Shadow. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, tribute one monster, then target an Entermate monster you control, Performapal monster you control. Cards you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects for the rest of this turn. Also equip one other monster you control to the targeted monster. The targeted monster gains attack equal to the monster that's equipped by this effect. During the end phase, special summon the monster that was equipped by this effect. So it's like a kind of like a little trick. It's like, oh, you know, you get to basically equip one of your monsters to one of your other monsters against the attack, and then it comes back to the field at the end, and it protects it from, I think, battle and card effects. So a lot of these have that secondary effect that they can be destroyed by battle or card effects. So that's pretty neat. It's pretty neat stuff. Last card, we got Counterattack Entermate or Counterattack Performapal. I forgot what they called it. This was the original name. If an Entermate monster or monsters you control is destroyed by a card effect, destroy one monster your opponent controls instead. So it just kind of like redirects the blow, and your monsters are protected. And yeah, and the rest of the side deck is Enlightenment Paladin, Clearwing Synchro Dragon 2. I forgot where I put the card. It's there somewhere. But Clearwing Synchro Dragon, Enlightenment Paladin, and then the fusions, Rune Eyes, Beast Eyes, and Brave Eyes. That's why I added those cards in the side deck. So yeah, you know, mess around with this deck as much as you like until you actually like how you want to build it. So don't worry about how I built it. You can build it how you want, but this is how I wanted to build it. This is focused on the Performapals and entertainment and all that. But anyway, so the reason why I chose all these monsters, I was very specific. So I read each and every single card, and I added all the cards that I felt best supported the Entermate or the Performapal playstyle. So any card that had effects that special summon Performapals, search Performapals, give them attack points, protect them, you know, return them to the hand, stuff like that. Those are the cards I added in here. So I just made sure to only add cards that specifically support the archetype only, not Odd Eyes, not the Magicians or anything like that, just Entermates. And there's so much support that Yuya has just for the Entermates. You know, it's kind of crazy. And it's interesting too, because you know the other stuff, the Entermates and the Magicians, almost kind of get in the way sometimes of the playstyle of the Performapals because they're not part of the archetype. But it is what it is. It's very powerful. The strengths of the deck, it can search for all its main pieces very well. All of the effect monsters that I added in the deck are very useful for, you know, reviving and recycling Performapals and searching them out of your deck. You know, it's arguably, it's just, I feel like for the most part this deck is very consistent. It's very powerful, it's very fun, it's very entertaining, which is the whole point of the deck. Its weaknesses, it has weaknesses like any other Yuya builds. It's a Pendulum deck. Sometimes you gotta set it up, but luckily this deck is less focused on Pendulum monsters, so you can actually play without Pendulum summoning. So that's the good news about this deck. It kind of somewhat corrects that flaw that the Pendulum monsters have. But this deck is fun. This deck is just great. I tried it already. It's really fun. I won with it with the Smile World combo. It took a while to get Smile World to my hand because you know, I don't have a search for that card, so that's the unfortunate part. But other than that, this deck is super powerful. So anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. That's it for the Yuya decks for now. I'm gonna have the Dimensional Dragon ones much later in the future, as well as the Zark one and, you know, stuff like that. So we'll have that much later in the future. For now, just enjoy this Yuya build. Try this one out along with the Odd Eyes Turbo one that we built before. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys want all the anime cards that are in this deck profile, it will be in the link in the description. There will be a link where you can go to and you can download the cards and print them out yourself so you can try them out. And I'll have that prepared for you guys. And if I don't, make sure you message me in the comment section to remind me. Thank you guys. God bless you guys. See you guys next time. Gotcha!